While waiting for our new Leopard 45 catamaran in France, we explore the Great Sandy Straits of Australia. We dropped the pick at Kingfisher Bay. We checked out some whales. We swam in freezing cold, turquoise blue freshwater lakes. John did. And we hugged some rainforest trees. We sailed 30 miles in 4 hours, all that in a little boat.
So here we are on the east coast of Australia, behind Fraser Island in the Great Sandy Strait. This week we go north from Gary's Anchorage towards Kangaroo Point and then across to Fraser Island to explore the rainforest, freshwater lakes and whale watching.
Another beautiful day in sunny Queensland, and we are sailing. We've got the 2 sails up. So it's very soft winds today, but it's beautiful. What do you think, Captain?
There's just enough wind to turn the engine off and sail, so we're doing 3.74 knots-ish. So a bit flat water, very gentle wind, but fortunately we're not in a rush, so that's nice.
Yeah.
So now we've turned the corner and heading up the inlet to Kangaroo Point, which is actually the step-off point for the ferries that go to Kingfisher Bay on Fraser Island. But we're now hard, close hauled, hard on the wind, so we can see, you can see the sails set, daggerboards down. We're sailing along again about 3.5 knots, I think. We're pushing a bit of current as well, which slows us down. But anyway, it's a really nice angle. Extra bonus.
Woohoo!
Having honey with me.
What was that? What's that over there?
That is the ferry that's going to Kingfisher Bay on Fraser Island, the resort. So
Nice, that's where we're going.
we are, but in our own boat.
Yeah. So we're at Fraser Island at the Great Sandy Straits, and
You can see why.
yeah, it's all sand, and which is great. It's great for anchoring. And we're just over here, and where Beached is, which is really nice because it means that even if it does get a bit windy, we're sitting down on the kind of sandy mud flats, so it's pretty cool.
And we don't have to worry about anchor dragging.
No. We just have to fight the soldier crabs. There's millions of them. They're out. The platoons are out. Here's these mangroves. Look. These mangroves are taken over. But there's lots to explore in the Sandy Straits. So come with us. There's lots of exciting things to see. But you have to be careful because there are dingoes around. So you got to keep your eyes out for dingoes.
David Attenborough, where are we? What's happening? What are we seeing?
So, considering we have the military base just down the road and doing arterial training, we now have the soldier crabs out in force, and they are doing manoeuvres, and they're assembling at the edge of the water there, and you can see they're all uniformed up.
I'm going to run and go see how close I can get to them.
Good luck.
Go, go, go! Go, go! Oh, that's their defense mechanism. They dive under the sand
And they,
so you can't see them.
there he goes, digging in. He gone. And they crawl over top of each other if anyone's slow.
Yeah.
Every soldier for himself.
These people are doing maneuvers in the water. Maneuvers in the water.
The Marines.
Oh, listen to them, listen. They're getting you.
Oh, dive into cover.
It's revenge.
Oh, look at this. This is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
See these green?
We need somebody to tell us what they are. They're like millipedes, but they're seawater millipedes.
No idea what they are.
And they do have little legs, I think.
Yeah.
Don't they? A bit green and...
Yeah, they look like they've got lots of legs.
So what you
I'm
trying
doing
to...
a bowline in the dark. Here I go. Around. There. How'd it go?
Actually, I thought you were messing it up. Yes, you got it right. That was so messy. You had so many twists.
But I nailed it.
You did. You've just been learning to do clove hitches
Again.
So-
Because they're so easy. But I forget.
Well, they're so easy, but it's so easy to stuff them up, isn't it? The essential way to do a clove hitch without messing it up.
Okay, so that's your fender there. That goes over, hold the rope, hold it, pinch it like that. Take the rope through because the rope continues to go the same way. La la. Dark, ready?
Blind and dark.
Okay, this is my end. Here I go. Around.
She's good in
Hold.
the dark, by the way.
Hold. Rope keeps going the same way. Yeah! Nailed it!
So I just want to run through the common mistakes people make with clove hitches because it should be a very quick and easy knot to tie if you do it right. So as Elizabeth just showed you, you go around, keep the rope going in the same direction and pull the rope through, and you know, in 3 seconds it's done. So you end up with that, and that's where the weight gets taken. So let's show you now why people... My trick is you bring the rope round here and pinch it with your fingers so you keep a nice clean visual of the way that the rope's all flowing. And once you have that, it becomes obvious this rope needs to go around that way, and it needs to come up through this hole, not that hole, but this hole. Okay, so there's the clove hitch. Errors people make is they sometimes come round and try to put it in through that hole or there, or
I'm not looking.
sometimes they reverse the turn, so they come around this way and then go back that way, you know, and that isn't going to work either. Don't know what that does, but that's a bit of a mess. So the key is always, whatever way you start going around, keep going in the same direction. So it's round that way, it's around that way, then obviously it's through the hole. So you can do a clove hitch by creating a loop. Again, I do that, another loop, cross them over, and there you go, clove hitch. Okay, so that's a bit quicker but it only works if you can get over the end. And I'll just show you that nice and slowly. You do the loop. So this is the end. I'm right-handed, so I always do the loop under there. The next loop, do under there, and then you slide them over the top of each other. You don't twist them over this way, you slide them over the top that way. You don't twist it. So twist, same direction, twist, over the top of each other, whammo, you're tied on.
Now with your eyes closed.
Oh.
Go.
Hands, 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 twisty. Can't find my pole. Yep.
Nice work.
Yeah.
So, looks like we've got some oxide coming out of the rocks. Like that whole chunk of rock.
Is that oxide?
Is that oxide? Look at that. You worked with oxide too, didn't you?
Yep.
In pottery. Stain the rocks. Okay, you've got these rivers going through the rocks. Rivers of different minerals. is fresh.
It is fresh.
I can wash my hair. Yahoo! And of course there's a freshwater lake here too.
Yeah. Way hey.
It's a bit manky. Fresh. What looks like to me like grandfather's beard or Spanish moss, but I've never seen it this close to the beach before. But it's so cool. Look, it's right up in the trees. Look at that one. This stuff gets carried in the wind, and whatever catches them, then they can grow on. But they live off air and moisture.
Condensation.
Yeah. I had a beautiful warm massage on the beach, and then what do you do next is you dunk yourself in absolutely freezing cold water and you cool down your warm bits. That's really invigorating. But this creek here is fresh water and it's freezing. So we just had a little dunk.
Lovely little creek. And we're only 50 meters from the sea and it's fresh water. So this is one of the best places to do whale watching because the humpback whales stop here for a rest on their 5,000 mile journey to the Antarctica. You can go out on your own boat, but if you go on a guided tour, they know exactly where the whales are, and they also offer the possibility of swimming with the whales if the conditions are right. Unfortunately, it was too rough for swimming with the whales, but we did get really good views of the whales on several occasions. They also gave us lots of information about the whales themselves, like that they don't eat on that 5,000 mile migration, and that this is the only place that they stop on that whole trip. It was well worth the effort to do this tour.
Well, here we are at Lake Macquarie. No, it's not. Skip. Yeah.
Now, when we were up the Leaning Tower of Pizza, she said, here we are at the Eiffel Tower. Okay, take two.
Oh, we go so many places. All right, take two. Well, hi everyone. Behind us here is a beautiful the blue water, and there's 3 different shades of blue. We're in Lake Mackenzie right here on Fraser Island, and what we have behind us here is a perched dune lake, which means
sand dune lake.
Oh, perched sand dune lake, which means that this lake is actually being created on top of sand dunes.
100 meters above sea level.
And the wind has actually eroded the sand dune to cause a dip.
And there's only 80 of these in the world, perched sand dune lakes, and 40 of them are on Fraser Island in eastern Queensland.
Isn't that amazing?
Quite incredible. And this is a huge one. Look at this.
And anyone would think we're at the Bahamas again.
And it's so lovely to have fresh water on a beach. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So let's go for a swim.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see if she's going to get into the water. Oh, she's thinking about it. No, she's coming out. She's making a run for it. She's not going to do it. A true blue Aussie wuss. So the only way I could convince Elizabeth to pose in her bikini was if I promised to go for a swim. So now I have to pay the price and I have to go into that water.
Off you go. There you go. Let's have a look what it's like under the water.
Look what she made me do. tie up my sarong front and back and through the legs, but it's decent and it won't fall off.
What a beauty.
Yeah, go hug it.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah. Baby, everybody. Oh, wow. Must have come and feel
And if you have a look up there, this in its lifetime has actually had the canopy snapped out of it. I think it might have grown too tall, and it was sort of the one tree that was out in the wind. So it's come back down, it snapped off and sort of come back down to growing the level with the other trees.
Fraser Island, and we're heading south, heading for Tin Can Bay.
So we'll be travelling back down through the Sandy Strait, the whole length of it, and then all the way to Tin Can Bay. So we'll find an anchorage in the way as well. And have hopefully a bit of wind will come up and then we can sail. Looking forward to that. 6.1 not here. The camera. So we're sailing along at 6.2 knots, just sort of off the wind a little bit, probably not quite a beam reach, but sort of 60-70 degrees probably. Obviously full sails out. The wind's a bit gusty and erratic because it's blowing over the hill, so it blows then it calms, then it blows then it calms, so we're playing with the sails a little bit, but we're making really nice speed considering it's 10 knots probably of wind, maybe 11 or 12, but certainly there we have a little bit of a gust. And Elizabeth is now skillfully handling the mainsail and the jib. And as you can see, well, I don't know if you can see on the chart there, we're sailing down like very narrow channels.
We're the only ones with sails up.
Oh, look at the skillful work Honey's doing with the mainsail, trimming according to wind gusts. So we're still doing 5.4 knots. Tightening a little bit, yeah. No bikinis today, or what?
No, not today. Sailor girl.
We've also had a very interesting experience with the tides, because the tide in the Sandy Straits runs from both ends into the middle as the tide rises, and then flows outwards from north to south in the south end, and the opposite direction in the north end. So if you time it right, you can go in with the incoming tide, get to the middle and have the tide continue to be with you as you get the outgoing tide, and that's exactly what we've managed to do, which was absolutely excellent. Superb maritime judgment.
And of course a bit of luck was also involved. We sailed the 30 miles to Tin Can Bay in about 4 hours, averaging 7.5 knots, which is quite incredible. Obviously we did have tide behind us, assisting us along the way, but we averaged 7.5 knots overall, and that's remarkable for this little 26-foot McGregor. So that just goes to prove that you can have a lot of fun in a little boat. So don't wait for the perfect boat, just get out there now and do it with whatever boat you can get your hands on.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden.
If you have liked this episode, hit the like button Subscribe for free and ding the dong so you don't miss your fix of the next exciting episode. Love and health from the Barefoot Doctors.
Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring.